Welcome into the Snapped podcast. My name is Tyler Kluver, and I'm a former Division I athlete turned entrepreneur. I run my own fitness and nutrition coaching business, as well as a sports media brand that produces podcasts, sells merchandise, and creates exclusive paid content. The fun part is I don't really know what I'm doing as a business owner. I'm just figuring it out day by day. This show, Snapped, acts as an audio journal for my thoughts and ideas on fitness, health, business, mindset, and whatever else I find important on the pursuit to personal happiness and a balanced life. I hope you can take something from the show that makes your life a little bit better. And regardless, I'm just happy you're here. Let's have a day. Let's go. We're back. Another Snap podcast. No idea what I'm talking about today. I do know this. Last week I told you guys that I was going to see and get my back fixed, and I fucking lied. I lied to you. I lied because I walked into the doctor's office 1 week ago for a 10:45 appointment. I'm recording this at 9:53 a.m., which is why I had to click go. I just clicked record and I just decided we'll go. I've done this literally like working on 1,000 episodes of podcasts right now total. And so we'll just talk. Anyway. Wow, big yawn. Anyway, a week ago, I walk into the doctor's office, and you know that fucking you step up to the counter, the receptionist, whatever, the lady at the desk, and you're like, yeah, Kluver at 10:45, KLU, and they start typing your name in, and you get that first look of like, and you can tell you didn't show up. You didn't show up in the system. There's multiple reasons why that happens. Sometimes you just didn't schedule the appointment. You thought, maybe I should say there was a system glitch and you didn't get put into the system. You could be on the wrong day. That's what I happened to do. I walked in an entire week early, like a dumbass. Hey, I'm here for a 10:45. And they're like, yeah, you're next week. Like, you got a whole week. Come back again. I'm like, fuck. You hate to see that from the receptionist when you walk up to the desk and they're like, don't say, how do you spell your last name? How do you spell it again? Okay, and you scheduled it with Dr. XYZ? Fuck, man, that's so shitty. So I have no news on my back. I likely wouldn't have any news on my back anyway yet, because the way this is going to go is I'm going to go into my primary care provider, my PCP, my family doc, and I'm going to say, hey, here's what's been going on. It's the funniest thing because the doctor isn't going to know shit. This doctor knows less than my PT that I go to about the specific thing that I'm going to him for. But the way the system works is, and there's certain ways that you can get around it. And if you have certain insurances, you can go straight to a specialist or whatever. But the way this works is I'm going to go into a doctor who knows he knows a little bit, he knows a good amount about everything. But he doesn't know the most about anything when it comes to health, the body, illness, all this stuff, right? He's just your general doctor. Like, he's going to be good with colds and, fucking general shit. I'm going in to see if I have a disc issue. He has no idea. He's not going to be able to do a single thing to really tell if, like, oh, yeah, that's all right. Yeah. He's going to be like, okay, well, what are your symptoms? Okay, you got pain here, pain here. Yeah, sure. I trust you. I'll refer you to the to the imaging department. We'll schedule an MRI. See what we can see. And then once they see that, then they can be like, okay, yeah, so you have a disc issue. And even then, he's going to be like, so probably shouldn't be lifting weights. Yeah, you should probably stop doing that. Don't do any heavy squatting or deadlifting. And I'm gonna be like, okay, sick. How long does this take to heal? And then it's gonna be 6 weeks. And maybe there's another MRI to see if it's healed or not. Probably not. And hopefully I feel better. The only thing that's gonna change from knowing this information is the fact that I know I have structural damage to a joint in my spine, a disc in my spine, which makes me know within my own dumb head, hey, you really actually can't squat, you can't deadlift, you can't do anything that actually causes that pain because it's not going to heal if you do. And so then I won't do any of that stuff for the next however many weeks, and hopefully it fixes itself. But I'm not going to find any of that out for a while, a week, 2 weeks, who knows. Um, I'll tell you this, when you're hurt, it is crazy. Like I often think about the I'm so egotistical, dude. I think about this so often. Um, like I really think I'm better than everyone else, and I'm not. I'm just some fucking guy, and I don't know why I've convinced myself that I'm different, that I'm built like the whole term built different. I really believe that in my core. In my fucking core, I believe that I'm built different. And I actually think that and I'm a huge language person. I think that language and the thoughts that you tell yourself, regardless of if you believe them or not, we've talked about this on the podcast before when it comes to like mental toughness and how I made this weird like flip in college. And maybe that's when all this happened, right? Because I used to question myself a lot and think I was a piece of shit. But I'll tell you what, now I think I am the shit. I think I'm the best. Like in anything that I pursue, CrossFit, like my nutrition, uh, podcasting, like all this stuff, I am constantly having to pull myself back from my natural thoughts of like, dude, you're so like you know all the answers. You're so fucking good. And when it comes to CrossFit and training and all this stuff, it's the same stuff. And when it comes to discipline, life discipline, it's the most bad. I wake up every day and I'm like, dude, you're the most disciplined person on earth. There's nobody more disciplined than you. And while it's probably true with like a lot of stuff when it comes to like fitness and diet, it is true. Like I do believe that more than, if you just randomly grabbed 1,000 people, there's a good chance I'm more disciplined. There's a good chance I'm the most disciplined person out of a random 1,000 person test group, right? And maybe even more than that, maybe even 5,000 or 10,000. And when I say discipline, that's mostly relating to the things that I do in life, right? Like um, my fitness, my nutrition, my work, my my family. Um, there's certainly other people that are more disciplined with other things that just aren't part of my life. But when it comes to like sticking to a diet, tracking calories, not grabbing the fucking donut off the shelf, getting my protein in, like hitting all of the things that are goals that I tell myself I'm trying to do. When it comes to like working out, getting my training in, getting my weekly volume in of cardio and lifting and all this stuff, getting my 10th one that I recently added that I haven't really paid attention to over the last ever until recently, and that is getting 10,000 steps a day. Like I do that shit. I do it all. When I say I'm gonna do something, I do like 100 push-ups a day. When I'm dialed into that goal, I'm doing it. I'm getting like 6 I'm so much so that, like, right now, I'm not even prioritizing that. Like, I haven't been doing 100 push-ups a day. Part of that is because being in the plank position hurt my back for 2 weeks. But when I'm good, when I'm in the flow, even if I'm not telling myself that that's a goal, I'm still getting like 75 to 100 push-ups a day. Just because for so long, my goal was like 200 or 250, that now if I don't do 50 to 100, it feels like I'm just like being a piece of shit. All of this to say, I'm like, I think it's so funny how I think I'm so disciplined. And there's like probably other people out there who also are like, yeah, like, I do the same shit. Maybe not. Regardless, because I believe it, I then act accordingly. Like if I'm gonna sit up, if I'm gonna wake up and tell myself in my head, like, you're a disciplined motherfucker, I can't just be bitching out of things. I know I'm accountable enough to myself to be like, okay, but if you are the most disciplined, then you better do this, this, and this. Or else your actions are not actually They're not actually telling the story of what you're telling yourself in your head. So it's an interesting little like again, all the way back to the conditioning thing in Iowa. I used to be ass. I used to be dog shit. I still was at running conditioning reps in the summer, sprints. And then at one point I just started telling myself, yeah, you fucking like this. You like this. This feels good. Give me more. I want more reps. I'm good. I feel good. Bring it on. What do we got? Next rep, next set. And at some point, my body just started believing it. Like it was positive self-talk. The energy was better. I didn't doubt. Like if you get that doubt out of your mind, like the motivation, and you almost unlock new potential that you didn't know was there. The mind is a really crazy thing when it comes to that. Um, I think I started that entire conversation there with the thought of um uh sort of the mantra of fuck motivation, employ discipline. Discipline equals freedom is the Jocko term of that. Uh, Man, motivation is so fleeting. And I think that vastly underestimate how lucky I am that I really don't run on motivation. I get motivated. There are times where I'm more motivated than others. I feel it. I notice it more on the business side of things. When I'm sitting here and I've got this sheet of like things to check off my list, as far as like, answer emails, fucking do the podcast, budget this for the business, all this different stuff. Um, that kind of stuff isn't always like the training. Like I've talked about this before. I wake up every day and I'm like, what am I going to do for training? Like what do I have for lifting today? Is it a squat day? Do I have rowing intervals today? What do I got? Like it's exciting. It's like Christmas every single day. It's like, what is my training for today? I don't have to feel motivated. I never need motivation. Even on the days where I'm not motivated to do it, I'm so disciplined and passionate about the core topic, the core subject of training and being physically active and just being a specimen that even when I'm not motivated, I almost like laugh at myself. I detach from that non-motivation and I think, oh, well, today's gonna be fun. I don't want to do this. Oh, baby, here we go. Like I'm so far down that rabbit hole. It's fucking crazy. You guys think I'm probably a nut. Such a random podcast. Fitness tip slash recommendation for the week. I need to remember to keep doing these because I like this. If you're just like a bro, if you're listening to this and you're just a bro and you like Olympic lifting and you like YouTube, well, do I have the fucking YouTube station for you? Go to Zach Telander. I think it's Telander. Telander is the last name. Zach Zak. Um, he puts out a lot of information. He is a former Olympic lifter. For those that don't know, that's the snatch, clean, and jerk. But he's just kind of a bro. He puts up a bunch of videos of him just squatting, lifting, working out, um, collabing with a bunch of other people in the space of kind of fitness and lifting, CrossFit. Uh, but it's also funny. And the way he does it, his vibe, his style. Sometimes he does his longer videos are called lift companions. It's literally just like a camera shot, and he's upgraded the quality of it a little bit. He's got multiple angles and he cuts back and forth, but it's pretty much just a shot of him, and he's got a mic on his hat, and he just kind of like is funny and talks and makes jokes and just talks about subjects over like a 45-minute period of him doing like clean and jerks and snatches, sometimes in his driveway with like no shoes on. It's just so like raw. And so Zach Telander, go follow him. Clips on Instagram as well, same name. And that's about it. We're gonna go find out about this back thing. I will say the back feels a lot better. Like the back pain is back down to, I don't know, a 2 or a 3 out of 10. It's more of a nuisance, an annoyance at this point than an actual problem. I actually think that if like I'm back to the point, and I did this 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I did this 2 weeks ago. No, yes, I did this 2 weeks ago to the day I'm recording this, and I think if I like warmed up, got the blood flowing, got on the bike, got loose, I could actually probably go do like session right now, and I probably wouldn't feel it. The issue is that I need to not feel it when I'm not warm. Like it needs to be healed when I'm not like blood flowing, warmed up. And I haven't felt that in a really long time. That's probably why it keeps happening. So thank you guys for coming to coffee time with Tyler. Little fitness rambling for the day, random fucking discussion about discipline, and me stroking myself off. Thanks for being here. We'll talk next week. See you then. Peace.